Hello, Scrapper Names fans. How are we all today? I have another traditional 12 by 12 layout that I've got for you. It is for the Use Your Stuff challenge blog, which I'm a design team member of, and this is the first challenge I've entered into as part of my term with the blog. So as you can see, the challenge theme was to use polaroids in your layout. So for me, I've done, as I said, this 12 by 12 layout, and I'm using several of those frames, the polaroid frames, around this layout. Alright, so yes, I've done some well actually no, I didn't do any pre-cutting here. I'm actually using some of the leftover pieces I've had from my kit, using the, Cocoa Vanilla Wild at Heart range, is that right? Yep. So these are just strips that I had left. I think I did cut these pieces that you can see here, but that blue piece, that blue watercolour piece was already cut like that from obviously where I've cut into it. So I wanted to use them up, and it went quite well with the, design of my layout. Yeah, so some of it, as I said, is already pre-planned and good to go. I haven't edited much out of this video either, which worked really well. Now, I will apologise if I'm a bit vague and my throat's a bit sore, a bit croaky. I am trying to head off a cold, not very successfully, and it's been a very busy day with work, so I'm a little bit buggered, but I wanted to get this done while I had the chance. Alright, so just backing or matting my photo there. This is of me and my partner on a rare occasion that we've been able to go out on a date night. We don't get out very much. 3 kids, busy life. Yeah, doesn't happen always. And some of that's just because, well, it gets to Saturday night and we just really want to curl up on the lounge and do nothing. Anyway, so as I said, matted that main photo onto a piece of the pattern paper that came as well as part of that range. I've used, here you can see, I've used a purple glassine bag that I think some stuff came in one of my kits and I just kept it aside. And I'm using one of those frames, I think it's a Kaiser Craft frame, to just put around that bag just to make it stand out a little bit. I actually thought it was a great idea I had, really. It came together really well. I've popped a little tag in there because that's where I'm going to pop my journaling, I've decided. Because I haven't got a lot of space on my page 2 journal. I just thought it was a neat little idea, to be honest. Here's those frames right there. Oh, actually, I take that back. The frame that goes around the glassine bag, I think it says I love you on it. And it was part of the range, Project Life range that came out last year. I think it's the currently edition because I've got a few of those. Like I've got the main core kit and some bits and pieces that went with it, as well as the one that's framing the photo down the bottom left corner of me and my partner. And it just says love this, and I've put it on the angle, as you can see, just to make it a little bit different. I didn't want all the frames looking the same, and I wanted to try and use them in a slightly different way, as you can see here. I'm using them to as a kind of layering thing underneath my matted photo. So, and I have left, as I said, I didn't edit much out of this video. I did leave a lot of this fiddly process in for you, just so that, especially as I've said before in my videos, it doesn't all just fall into place. I know in some other videos I've pre-planned it, so it just sort of all happens. And I did partly for this one, but I also wanted to show those that are out there that are just starting out, or, just sort of go, oh my God, this is a bit overwhelming at times. But it does take a bit of fiddling around and, moving things and taking things out. This orange admit one tag that came in a kit I was going to use, and you will see shortly I actually don't use it, I think, from memory. I'm not in that position anyway. So, yeah. As I said, I did go through a little bit of my stash and have a bit of an rough idea what I was going to use, and then just add it as I went. These ephemera pieces are a Simple Stories pack. I think it's called Adore, and I got it in the February Kitaholic kits. I didn't do too well smashing that kit out, actually, killing that kit. I don't think I'm up to documenting February so much yet, so that might be why. I didn't do too bad, I guess. Anyway, so I'm just playing with some ephemera pieces and where everything's going to go. And then I think I get to a point of fiddling that I go, right, I know where the main elements of my layout are going to go, so I think I just commit to sticking those things down and then playing around, which you'll see shortly anyway. And some of the bits and pieces you might see come out of this ephemera pack are actually also some of the cutter parts that would have come in that February kit as well, possibly. I just put them all in the one when I moved on to the March kit. So yeah, this heart, actually, I remember because I did this layout a few weeks ago. I cannot decide what I want to do with that. I want the heart, but I can't figure out how to put it on the layout without it looking odd. I'm not sure. It just didn't look right to me. So yeah, as you can see, I'm off. Sorry, I do go off camera. I noticed when I was going through editing this, so I do apologise a little bit. Not sure what happened, but yeah. So here I am, just committing to my positioning for these main elements, because if I didn't put them down, then I would have been playing around for ages and lost my whole theme of the layout. And sometimes when I scrap, if I have an idea, it just needs to happen, because I don't always have a lot of time to sit and just scrap. My weekends can be quite full on, or if I'm not well or whatever. So it just needs to happen as best as possible, or as quickly as possible, I should say. So I just use double-sided tape to stick pretty much everything down in this layout. Look, I'm fighting with it every video. I swear to you, I fight with this adhesive tape every time. Oh, whoopsie-daisy. I didn't move that before I stuck it down. All good. I think it worked anyway. Now, as I said, this is my first entry as part of the design team for the Use Your Stuff Challenge blog. So feel free to jump on over and have a look. So what they do is weekly challenges, just using different themes or ideas. So this one was to use Polaroid frames. Another one that has just gone live, I think today. Well, it's Monday here in Australia, and I think it's an American or Canadian based blog. Yeah, so it was using flowers. You needed to use flowers, and it's not just scrapbooking stuff. It can be things like some of the other design team members make cards, or all different elements. It's not just it's papercraft, so whatever there. Yeah, so it's a bit exciting. It's in a really good way to keep you keep yourself motivated in your stash. It's a weekly thing, so that way, it's not the same theme throughout 1 month, which can be good too, if you want to do some really big projects or layouts. Whereas, yeah, I like, I've not done a weekly one before, or, seen a weekly blog post before, and I wondered how I'd go with it, but so far, and I haven't done many, but, yeah, I really like it, because it really makes you dig into, in all honesty, those Kaiser Craft frames have been sitting in my stash since I got them last year, and I think it might have been the September kit or something like that. I'm talking last year, and I haven't touched them, or barely touched them. I don't know why. I just haven't been able to use frames on my layouts or in my project life spreads. So this sort of made me do it, and now I've used them. I'm like, hey, these are kind of versatile. They kind of work. So let's have a play around with it. So yeah, as I said, just jump onto the blog and you can have a look what each challenge comes up with each week, and you can play along. So it is Use Your Stuff, I think it's blogspot, something like that, .com. I will endeavour to leave the link down below. Otherwise, jump on over to my blog, which is just scrapandaims.wordpress.com as well, and I'll have it linked on there as well. So I'm learning how to try and link things up, and the YouTube world's still a little bit high-techy for me, so I'm still trying to work that out. I'm getting good at just uploading videos. That's just all happening, at least. But yeah, it's great entering these challenges, I think. Anyway, back to the layout. Sorry, off on my own little world there. So as you can see, I am just sticking it all down. I was paranoid I would not get this frame in the right position, and I had to use my Helmer's glue, wet glue, to stick it down, but it worked, which was all right. Just, yeah, as you can see, I used a tag, it just wasn't like the admit one. And this heart, oh my god, I don't know why this heart was so difficult to move around, but anyway, yeah, I think it got there in the end. And I mean, this is a fairly basic layout. I think it's not too flashy, there's not lots of, you know, glitz and glamour. I actually found it was once I got the flow happening, I knew what I was doing, and it just sort of kept happening for me, so that was good. I think this white space here underneath that glassine bag got me for a little bit as to what I was going to put where. And I didn't want to leave too much of the blue space. Like, there was nothing really there a minute ago, and I remember not liking the look of it. It looked unfinished. There's the hands. Not sure, letting you know, I'm just not sure. See? And I'm indecisive by nature, so that's not always a good thing. But anyway. So how are we all going? I hope we're all doing well. I hope we've been enjoying the videos. I've been getting some thumbs up and some comments, which is so lovely to see. Kind of makes you a bit motivated, makes me feel a bit like, cool, I'm doing this. But yeah, so I have a couple of videos coming up. So I have this one. I have another one that's already recorded I have to edit. And it's the next installment for this blog challenge. As I said, it's what would be this week, so we're at the 10th of April now, so it should have gone live I think today, as I said. I am hopefully, if I'm feeling up to it, because as I said, I don't feel 100%, and I have the busiest week with Easter and work, and so yeah, and Easter lunches and things like that to organise. So hopefully, anyway, I'm planning to get my Project Life one that I have sitting on my desk done tonight, and it will be for the Kidaholic Kits April challenge, their members forum challenge, so that should be good, so stay tuned. And yeah, I'm just sort of rolling them out. I've got a new kit for April from Kidaholic Kits, and again, love it. And it's got a mix of the Kaiser Craft collection, and it had another, what was it? Is it Chamel, I think? A couple of pattern papers from there, some of the Maggie Holmes, Chasing Dreams. It was a great sort of mix, and they all coordinate, so it always makes really well. Anyway, so it makes my process of doing some layouts a lot easier. But yeah, so keep an eye out on here and my blog and my Instagram. Yeah, I'll try and remember to leave the links for those in the description box for you, and you can pop on over to those and have a look, and yeah, go from there. But yeah, anyway, so it's Monday here in Canberra. It is 13 degrees. We've gone from, 20, 21 with some sun. Yesterday was really miserable. It was wet all day. To getting up this morning and putting our heater on. And it's quite early in April in Canberra, I think, for the heater to be going on. But yes, it has been on. It is absolutely freezing. Usually they say around Anzac Day weekend it gets really cold here. Yeah, I think this year's a little bit different. Yes, but anyway, so... But I hope wherever parts of the world you are in, or Australia for that matter, you are doing all right. Surviving whatever weather is being thrown at you at this very minute. Yeah, and hopefully getting some scrapping time in, because that's always great fun. I always like looking on Facebook at the different pages I'm on, and everyone's lovely creations. It's always good to see, motivating at times too. Good to get ideas. Anyway, sorry, I'm babbling. Back to the layout yet again. All right, so what have we done? What have I done? those were tapping thinking fingers. And I'm just going through this little blue tub off to the left there, which sits in a basket on my desk, up in the corner of my desk, that I just throw bits and pieces in that are from past kits, or that I want to use. So it's either in that blue tub on in the basket, sorry, mind blank. Yeah, so, you know, and there's some cut aparts, as you can see there. There's some Amy Tan, I think they are cut aparts from one of her 6x6 paper pads, and yeah, they're just sitting in there because I don't want them lost in the basket of paper pads I have, and I want them to be used. So yeah, just pulled some elements out there, but most of it is like that flower is from that Simple Stories Adore ephemera pack. I think that little phrase that I'm just putting some tape on now is also from there. I wish I could see what it says, but I can't. I'm sorry, because I don't have the layout in front of me. But you'll see it at the end. And that little arrow came from a very, 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 very past kit, like early last year, I think. And I have a mind blank where it's come from, because I really liked it. Ugh. Can't remember, sorry guys. But it was the last on the chipboard stickers I had for that sheet, and yeah, so I managed to use it, which was great. Sitting all on its lonesome. Yeah, so just by the looks of it, I've just decided where everything's going, and I am just sticking it all down, really. As you can see, I swapped the Admit one from an orange tag to, I must have found a purple tag, just to tie in with that glassine bag. And you know, I think I said in the previous video, when I scrap, I usually try and match the colours of the photos. Now, being that it's mostly sort of like whites and things in these photos, like with my jacket and Aaron's jumper and things like that, I think that left me open to be able to do a variety of colours. You know, nothing too bold on the page there, like the blue is like that watercolour washed down sort of blue. You know, the purple of the glassine bag, and then the purple tag, all those sorts of things, all mixed in really well. So these little chipboard hearts, I actually wasn't sure if I was going to use them. I'd been looking at them as I was doing, because I was in that little 3 storage container thing. And yeah, I kept looking at them as to whether or not I was going to use them. I wasn't sure if it would go, and in the end, as you can see, I've used them and they don't go too bad. I think, yeah, and now I'm just sticking down or looking at placing some sequins, or fighting with some of the little Kaisercraft rhinestones that I had, yellowy, goldy colour rhinestones. Nothing too major there, just popping them down in different little ones down in different spots. And I think I've put some sequins on there as well, maybe. Don't know. Trying to think. Yeah, so I do have sequins there. So I just, you know, scatter them across the page, use my little Tombow glue, fine tip end, just to place them all down, and just to add a little bit of colour, no, that's not what I want. Bit of shine, bit of bling, always nice. And they're a pale pinky kind of colour, and they again came in the March kits, the Kitaholics. Yeah, so, oh dear, I think I've pulled right off the screen. Usually I try and jump off my chair and check that I have done, like I'm on screen, so on camera. So I do apologise for that. I didn't do that very well then. So I'm about to hit you with some close-ups of my project. Done. There you go. I do hope you've enjoyed this layout. Sorry I babbled a bit, and I do apologise if my throat is a bit croaky and I sort of got lost with words. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and if you've got any questions, comments, whatever, just leave them in the comment section below. Have a lovely scrappy, well, if you're in Australia, evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you may be. And I shall see you shortly or soon with a new process video. new layout share for you. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.